Hey everybody, how's it going? Back for our next chapter of Frindle. This is my late night recording edition. Got my after shower bed head ready to go to sleep. But thought I'd do this chapter really quick since tomorrow's Friday. Just knock it out. It's a shorter chapter. This is chapter 11 called Extra Extra. Read all about it. Classic headline for a newspaper, which is fitting since we just met the reporter from the Westville Gazette, Mrs. Judy Morgan. So I'm wondering what she's going to put in the newspaper now that she realized the boy she was speaking to actually was Nick Allen. I'm wondering if this is going to keep causing more problems for our main character and keep pushing us further up the plot mountain. Let's find out. On Thursday morning, the Westfield Gazette was delivered to all 12,297 homes and post-office boxes in Westfield. The story about Lincoln Elementary School was the first item on the front page, and the headline, "Local fifth grader says, 'Move over, Mr. Webster.'" Okay, that sounds confusing, but let's think about it. Webster is the name of the most popular dictionary that people buy, and this is a book about a new word. So move over Webster makes sense because now we have a new person, Nick Allen, who's telling people the meaning of a word, right? Frindle. So now move over Webster, we have Nick Allen. It was quite an article. Not that Judy Morgan didn't tell the truth. Every statement in the article was completely true. It was the particular way she told the truth that got things hopping around town. For example, take this sentence about Mrs. Granger. Mrs. Granger, champion of the forces of order and authority, is battling hundreds of young Frindle fighters. Neither side is giving in. Or take this bit about Nick. Everyone agrees that Nick Allen masterminded this plot that cleverly raises issues about free speech and academic rules. He is the boy who invented the new word. Sounds to me that Judith Morgan is kind of taking a position in I would say her perspective is that Nick is more right and Mrs. Granger is more fighting against them. She's kind of playing the villain in this case. Or take this last sentence from the article. One thing is sure, the kids at Lincoln Elementary School love their Frindles, and no one seems to be backing off of this war of the words. And of course, the Westfield Gazette published the class picture too, and Mrs. Granger and Nick were identified for all the world to see. What is the meaning of this? That's what Nick's mother said, putting the article in front of Nick's nose when he got home from school. Did you talk to this reporter? She seems to know an awful lot about you and your new word, young man. What is the meaning of this? That's what the school superintendent said too, to Mrs. Chatham, slapping the copy of the article onto her desk. Why did you have to talk to that reporter? Don't we have enough trouble getting the taxpayers to pay for the schools without articles like this banging around town? What is the meaning of this? That's what Mrs. Chatham said to Mrs. Granger, shaking the newspaper in front of her face. I know you had to talk to that woman, but did you have to say all these things? It'll be a wonder if we don't all get fired. It was quite a Thursday for everyone, and no one could figure out how Judy Morgan had gotten that fifth grade class picture. Remember, Nick is the one that sent her the picture. But I liked how in this chapter we saw a trickle-down effect. We saw Nick getting in trouble by his mom for this article. We saw the principal getting in trouble by her boss, the superintendent, for this article. And then we saw Mrs. Granger getting in trouble by her boss, Mrs. Chatham, for this article. So, indeed, we were right. This did push us further up the plot mountain, making the problems worse for everybody involved in, as Andrew Clemens put it, this War of the Words, which is a play off of a classic sci-fi story called War of the Worlds. Again, we've been talking a lot about how much Andrew Clements likes to play with words and have fun with them. And we saw an example of that right there. Anyways, shorter chapter this time, under 5 minutes I see. So that means your weekend just started, I guess. See you later, everybody.